If you come for me, I'll send. I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't even feel like being on the show. Okay, fine. If you come for me, I'll send Jesus for. Can we do it tomorrow? I really don't feel like doing this. This is so annoying. I don't even feel like being on the show anymore. Okay, one more time. If you come for me, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing it today. No, I don't want to be on the show. No, I don't want to. I'm leaving. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Rafael and I'm here to review episode 11 of The Real Houses That Got Mortgaged to Give Somebody 300 Grand of Salt Lake City. So we start the episode off with all the women discussing what's going on with Jen and her case, what's going on with the employee who supposedly stole a green clutch out of Meredith's store, and Lisa, she's also hinting at Jen supposedly having some type of affair behind her husband's back because Heather had mentioned last week, yeah, when me and Jen were hanging out, I put her in an Uber, but then on the tracker, it showed that she had gotten off like a mile down the road. So that was suspicious. And Lisa, she keeps hinting that she knows who it is that Jen was supposedly meeting up after she got off the Uber, but she doesn't want to say. She just keeps saying, yeah, I don't think it was family. I think Jen was meeting up with somebody that we didn't really know. And I feel like Lisa knows much, much, much more than what she's telling us. She just doesn't want to be the first one to show it and express it and expose it on camera. You know, she wants somebody else to do her dirty work. And then Whitney swears that she was in a horror movie because she's just like, Lisa, if you don't share what we have and if we don't share everything that we know, we're in danger. And I'm like, Whitney, relax. You act like Michael Myers is chasing you or he's going to come after you if you don't find out the truth to Jen and where she was at. Like, relax. It's just Housewives. And then Lisa starts getting so dramatic. She starts making it all about herself. And she's just like, no, I feel so betrayed and bamboozled. I can't believe this. I thought I knew Jen better. Like, and I also wanted to tell you ladies that I don't want to cry, but I wanted to wait two more days, but Jack, you know, my son, he's having a 50% discount on his Fresh Wolf product for Black Friday. And okay, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, back to Jen. So yeah, I just feel so betrayed. I thought I knew her better. And then Meredith, she gets up, she goes over to hug her, and Lisa's just like, yeah, you get it, right? You get it. You get it. And then she just continues with the waterworks. And Heather, she's just like, I just can't believe this. I can't believe that Lisa is accusing Jen of meeting up with another man. What if in fact all of these speculations that Jen is doing with Meredith and Heather and how Jen supposedly is meeting up with this other man behind her husband's back? What if Jen just genuinely got hungry on her way home and she was just like, okay, Uber driver, can you just drop me off at the nearest McDonald's or the nearest Pizza Hut? I'm just gonna get like a quick something to eat really quickly. Meanwhile, they're accusing her of having a whole affair while she probably just went to go get a McChicken with some nuggets. And then Lisa, she continues on with saying that she just feels so betrayed about Jen and her behavior has been a little wishy-washy and fishy, especially after the whole blowout that she had at Jack's photo shoot. And she was just like, yeah, I don't get it. Like, Jen blew up at me and yeah, we hugged it out and stuff. But then even after that, she started sending some weird text messages and it was just so weird. Did anybody else get any weird text messages? And then here comes Whitney. Yes. Yeah, I'm finally a part of the storyline. Yeah, I got the text messages. Like, I'm telling you, the women were acting as if they were in the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, did everybody get the text message that said, they know what we did? I thought we vowed to keep it to the grave. Did anybody see us that night? Like, that's the vibe that they were all giving out, as if they had killed somebody and buried the body in the ocean and was trying to get away with it. And what Lisa finds so funny with these text messages coming from Jen's phone is that she wrote out because, a way that Jen typically wouldn't write it out. And she's just like, I just find it so funny that Jen wrote out because, B-C-U-Z. She doesn't really write like that. I just think it's so suspicious. And she also used a period at the end of her sentences. And I'm not saying that Jen is dumb, but I didn't know that she knew her punctuation like that. And she also wrote a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. So I just feel like it's also suspicious. And I'm just like, Lisa, I don't know. I just feel like you're looking too deep into it with the text messages. I mean, we all know that Apple and the iPhone have a tendency of auto-correcting certain words that shouldn't be auto-corrected. I mean, when you type out fuck, it auto-corrects it to duck. So what if Jen was genuinely just trying to write because or cuz or something, and it just spelled it out like B-C-U-Z? But I mean, who knows? If you have this just goes to show for future references, if you're texting your friends, if you misspell something, they're going to think that you're having an affair. And then Jenny still has an attitude from last week because the storyline is not about her and Dewey and her sister wives and all the children that he wants to have. And she's just like, I feel like we need to have this discussion with Jen in person. She's not here right now, but she needs to answer all these questions that we have. And then meanwhile, the camera zooms in on Mary, who's making all these weird faces with her eyeballs. And as they're zooming in, she's eating her chips. And I think she bites down on it or something goes in her gum. And she's just like, oh. I had to replay it twice. I was dying of laughter seeing Mary like that. She was just chewing like, ow. And then she was just like, oh, okay, I'm not bleeding. Let me continue. And then Meredith drops this huge bomb on everybody by telling them, well, I hired a private investigator for my son Brooks when he was being threatened. And my private investigator came to the conclusion that it was Jennifer Shaw who was doing all the threatening. So who here in this group wants to continue being friends with Jennifer Shaw? So then Jenny sticks up for Jen and she's just like, well, I just don't think that we should be, just kind of throwing her out to the wolves when we don't really know all the facts yet. And Jen, she's a minority and I kind of gravitated towards her. And I have a soft spot for her because I'm also a minority, but I'm just like, Jenny, it's funny that you feel some type of soft spot for Jen being a minority, but Mary, she's also a minority on the cast, but you told her to shut the fuck up, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. But Jenny doesn't like that the women are basically saying that Jen is guilty of all these crimes, even though they don't know all the facts. And I'm thinking, Jenny, you're giving me Lisa Rinna vibes with the way you're trying to defend Jen. Are you going to be defending her all the way up to the reunion? And then Heather, she gets choked up, she gets emotional, she starts crying, and she's just like, I'm going to be there for Jen. I'm still going to be supportive. And you could tell that Meredith was pissed. Like, Meredith did not like that answer at all. And Meredith was just like, so are you going to be going to jail and going to see her? Because if she gets convicted of all these crimes, she's going to be in jail for many, many, many decades. So what is it, Heather? Are you still going to be her friend then? And Heather's just like, yeah, I'm still going to stick beside her. Like, I'm still going to be her friend. And if I was Heather, I mean, I understand what she's going through because, again, her and Jen, they have this long history together. But honestly, it would have been team fuck Jen the second that she would have called me Shrek. From that first episode when Heather brought it up. And she was just like, remember when you called me Shrek? It would have been fuck Jen from that moment on. And then Lisa, she also jumps in, and Lisa basically threw shade at Heather for being stupid. And she was just like, well, I mean, Heather, I mean, at what point is it being a good friend? And at what point is it being fucking stupid? And I'm like, damn, Lisa. Like, I am telling you, this cast had all the energy that the cast of Beverly Hills had to have on Erica that they didn't have. I mean, here they are just crucifying Jen. Heather also questions Meredith on her stance on the whole situation because she thought that Meredith and Jen were kind of good right now and they were kind of building their way back over to a better friendship. And Meredith is just like, well, that doesn't mean I have to be friends with her. Yes, we could be cordial and we could be cool, but that doesn't mean that I want any type of friendship with her. You know what I'm saying, Heather? And then Mary, she jumps in. And Mary, again, I'm like, if I was you, I would just continue eating your chips because just like I said last week, what you said this time around, again, it's not going to look good in your favor in the future. Again, if you stay on the show long enough for us to see you get exposed to your church, because she's just like, yeah, no, I never really saw anything good come from Jen. I always knew that she was up to something. She gave me kind of like a scammer vibe. And I'm like, Mary, again, you're the one to talk. Again, if you're going to stay on the show long enough, we're going to bound to see you fall next. I mean, Jen, she's the storyline for this season, but who knows what's going to happen next season when all the women are done targeting Jen. The next target is gonna be you. So again, if I was you, I would just kind of lay low in the background. Whitney also feels that Jen needs to answer all of these questions to the group to their faces. And then Meredith, she puts the pin on the coffin and she's just like, listen, everybody, I'm going to say this one time. I do not want to be a part of Jen Shaw. I do not want her anywhere near me. I do not want her anywhere near my family, me or my husband or anything. So if you're going to invite Jennifer Shaw to anything, do not invite me. And I'm just like, wow, like Meredith was pissed. I'm like, then what did Jen do to you? Like, did she fuck your husband or something? Because Meredith, she was just so angry and so upset, which I understand with her reasons with Brooks and everything. I get it, because she's a mother. And again, if I was her, I probably wouldn't forgive that either. But damn, she was pissed. I'm like, damn, Meredith, just go back upstairs and go take another bubble bath and, calm down again. And then come back downstairs in 5 minutes and then let's try to film again. Because she was so upset. And I'm thinking, okay, where's the dynamic of the group gonna go into next season if Jen, for some reason, if she's on for next season and she's not in jail? Because Meredith, she made it pretty clear that she wants nothing to do with her. She doesn't want to film with her probably or have any type of group event. So how is that gonna work in her favor, you know? So then the next morning, after Meredith almost whooped everybody's ass, everybody gets up and they're all in the kitchen. They're all making breakfast. They're making mimosas. Whitney, she's making eggs. And then she's actually nice with Mary. And Mary's just like, oh yeah, can you make me an egg? Because Whitney offered. And Whitney's just like, yeah, I'm gonna make you an egg. But the thing I did not like is that as soon as she made her the egg, Mary was just like, yeah, I don't really trust Whitney. I didn't see her wash her hands. Let me go put this in the microwave to try to kill all the bacteria. And I'm just like, okay, if you're going to try to be shady to Whitney, why even ask her to make you an egg? Why try to even give that type of leadway to Whitney in the first place and make it seem like, okay, maybe you two could be cordial, but no, you're just going to be shady, Mary. So I didn't like that. I'm just like, if you're not going to like her or if you're not going to talk to her at all, just avoid her at all costs. Don't ask her to do you any favors or to make you any breakfast. Same thing for Whitney. Whitney, you need to get a backbone because it seems like the entire season, your motive is to just get everybody's approval. She wants to be everybody's best friend. She wants to be Lisa's best friend. She wants to be Mary's best friend. She wants to be everybody's best friend. And I'm just like, you just need to know how to stand on your own, Whitney. Just be by yourself and that's that. You don't need to have these fake friendships. And even so, though, how would you even want a friendship with Mary after you just kind of put it out there a couple episodes ago, like 2 episodes ago, that something shady is going on with her church? So, you do know that Mary is going to watch this season and she's going to see you having that conversation that you had with Meredith back at the Italian restaurant place. Meanwhile, Meredith and Lisa are having a conversation outside, and Meredith, her guilt and her conscience is kind of eating away inside her because she's just like, I'm not comfortable having these conversations with Cameron or with the cast behind Mary's back about what's going on with her and her church and people alluding that there's something suspicious going on with her and the people of the church, so she's trying to get some answers out of Lisa, and she's just like, I feel very odd that I had these conversations with Cameron at your event, Lisa. I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't. And then Lisa, she loves to talk in circles. I'm like, what are you, the Riddler from the Batman? Because she likes to give hints that she knows what's going on, but then she plays dumb as if like, yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Because this is Lisa. Lisa's like, yeah, Meredith, I get it. I understand. Like, what Cameron said was very suspicious. Yeah, I get it. No, I definitely don't understand what he was saying. No, but I get it because I think something shady is going on, but I'm not allowed to say it, No, I definitely don't know what Mary's up to. I really don't know what she's doing. No, I understand your frustration with Cameron and these conversations. I get it. I honestly, I know a lot about Mary, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say. What do you mean I know a lot about Mary? I don't know anything about her. Like Lisa contradicts herself in every sentence. I'm just like, can you just spit it out? I mean, again, if not, just whisper it to the producer. Just be like, can you tell this to Meredith and just say that somebody on the cast said it to her? Because I don't want my name being, thrown in the pile of dirt or anything. Meredith, she's just trying to get to the bottom of it. And she's just like, Lisa, why didn't you tell me about these conversations or these speculations or whatever? And Lisa's just like, well, the conversations I have with Cameron, those are conversations that are private between me and him. The same way that the conversations that me and you have are private as well. But again, Lisa, again, you're sneaky and you're just looking for the right time and the right moment to say the right thing that you have to say to Meredith. And Meredith, she just feels like she has to have a conversation with Mary, so that way her guilt could finally be off her conscience. So Heather, Jenny, and Whitney go dog sledding while Mary, Lisa, and Meredith go shopping in some place that looked like Harry Potter world, just like Mary called it. And all three of them were wearing these big ass puffy ass jackets. I mean, Meredith, she looked like a shiny marshmallow in hers, and they go shopping for earrings. And Lisa, she tried them on, and I did not know that you could try on earrings like that. I mean, I never really thought of it like that, oh, you could try it on and then just give it back. Even Mary called it out, like, make sure that you have to like disinfect the earrings because you don't want to get anything in your ears. And the people there, they're probably offended. They're like, what do you mean we're dirty? They're like, no, we disinfect everything. Thank you very much, Mary, or a cast member of this show that we do not know. So Lisa, are you gonna buy these earrings? And then meanwhile, Whitney and Heather and Jenny, they're dog sledding. Whitney saying, can you get a DUI with dog sledding? And I'm just like, yeah, funny. And then we head back over to Meredith, Lisa, and Mary, and all three of them, they transform into the Sailor Scouts from Sailor Moon, because they're like, okay, everybody, time to transform and take off our outfits, because they take off their outfits to reveal their skating outfit underneath. And it's like these cute little outfits that the Sailor Scout from Sailor Moon will wear. I mean, I think Meredith, she was the red one. I think, no, Lisa was the red one, and then Meredith, I think she was the blue one, and then Mary, she was wearing a black one. So I like the outfit. It was cute, but I'm just like, wait, I thought it was cold. And they're wearing like close to nothing, or like showing a lot of skin. I thought it was freezing outside, but I guess not. They were skating. It was a cute little moment. And then we head back over to Heather, Whitney, and Jenny, and they finally get back on the bus, and they're heading home. And then they start having a conversation about Lisa. Jenny's like, oh, Heather, I saw that you were having a conversation with Lisa, and you two were kind of getting along. And Heather pointed out everything about Lisa that was correct. She was just like, yeah, Lisa, she doesn't really like to get her name muddy. She doesn't like to get muddy. She kind of just likes to, be in the back and stir the pot, but she doesn't want to get dirty. And I don't know if anybody saw Lisa tweet. I believe she saw this episode, and she was just like, the only thing muddy is your way of thinking. And I'm like, damn. And then Jenny, she's just like, yeah, I feel like with Lisa does not want to be right. Lisa does not want to be wrong at all. So that's why when she has conversations with people, she always talks in circles just to double back and make sure that she said something, but it could also be not true, So I agree with what both of them were saying. I don't know if any of you have watched these videos going around online of Lisa and her son having these conversations where Lisa, she mouths everything that her son is saying as he's saying it. So it's almost as if she wrote a script. So the son could read off it. So I know that Lisa, she wants to be so produced. She wants to be so pre-planned and so ahead of everything, and she doesn't want to look stupid in front of cameras probably. So I agree with that. Heather, Whitney, and Jenny make a quick pit stop at this place to eat some nuts and grass, and Heather, she reveals to us that she has a younger sister who she secluded back in the day after high school when her sister had married somebody who wasn't in the Mormon church. And back then when Heather was in the church, she was a bit judgmental, so she was just like, I'm not having any of that. But now that she's not in it, she's hoping to have a better understanding and a better relationship with her sister. And she's just hoping that, oh yeah, now that my sister's coming to Colorado, I hope she comes to visit me, because we could have a really good conversation about not being in the Mormon church. And oh, can you pass me some of those Mormon nuts? Oh, look at that cloud. It's shaped like a Mormon. It's such a Mormonless day today. Oh, look at that bird. It's shaped like a Mormon. Yeah, Mormon, Mormon, Mormon. Did I tell you I used to be a Mormon? But yeah, hopefully me and my sister, we could get along with such a Mormonless conversation, Did I tell you I used to be a Mormon? Are you sure? Yeah, I used to be a Mormon. So then we get Jen, and she's heading over to her lawyer, Clayton, to have a conversation on where she stands on this scamming case of hers. And her lawyer, he looks so nervous. He looks like he has diarrhea. He looks like he's about to shit himself any second. And he's just like, yeah, we're trying to gather up all the evidence to see where everybody else's opinion of you is. And, we all believe that, hold on, let me read the script that you gave me. We all believe that you are not guilty and that all these charges will be dropped, and that you are a free woman, and that you were doing all of this from the good of your heart, and that you deserve to be in the center of the intro for next season of the Real Housewives. Oh, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That you should be the center snowflake, and Heather should not be there because she looks like oh, you don't want me to read that? Okay, but yeah, we all believe that you're not guilty, Jen. Honestly, Jen, you were better off hiring Annalisa Keating to get you off this case. And then Jen's next excuse is, oh, if I'm found guilty of any of this, it's only because I was a really, really, really giving person, and I was a very caring person. And I'm like, Jen, what? Like, what? You cannot be serious. She really wants to blame all her criminal actions, allegedly, on being a good person. And then she also claims that when she got the phone call back at Beauty Lab 2 episodes ago, that she thought it was her husband, but it was somebody telling her that he was in the hospital and that she had to go and check on him because of internal bleeding. But I'm wondering, is there any type of proof or records that Sharif was actually in the hospital? Because if there is any type of evidence or any video surveillance or anything of Sharif actually being at the hospital, then maybe I could believe her story a little bit. But other than that, I just think it's all BS. But she says that her main focus is being concerned about her son and her husband. But at the same time, Jen, if you're so concerned about them, if these allegations and these crimes are true and you are convicted and you are found guilty of doing all of this and scamming all these elderly people out of their money, were you thinking about your son and your husband back then when you were committing all those crimes? You know, I'm just saying, like, if you're so concerned, you would have never done that in the first place. And I'm not sure if any of you know, but Stuart, you know, her partner that we have seen her talk throughout the season, that he's kind of sketchy behind the laptop, he's about to talk. I feel like he's about to, like, you know, do his own little deal with the police in order to throw Jen underneath the bus. And it's only a matter of time before he says something. Also, did y'all see that there's a documentary coming out, just like the way it was the what was it, the Hustler and the Housewife for Erica Jane? There's about to be another documentary for Jen and this whole fiasco too. I'm like, damn, they are quick to film these things. But again, Jen, it's not looking good for you. And I wonder how all of this is going to play out. Do y'all think that she's guilty or she's not? What do y'all think? So then Heather throws the Swiss theme party where she has food there, she has alcohol there, she has catering. Everybody has to show up in these traditional Swiss outfits. I thought everybody looked so cute. And I love how Lisa, when she saw Jenny, she was just like, Jenny, oh my God, Jenny, you have a bow on your ass. What would our children say? Jenny, you look so cute. We look like Swiss Christmas hookers. I just love hearing Lisa's voice. It's just something about her voice I really, really love. But regardless, everybody's all having fun. They're all taking shots. They're all eating. They're all enjoying their time. And then we get Mary. She's in her room. And of course, she has to be so tacky with it. And she has like these Chanel things around her waist. She has these Chanel cufflinks, all of this luxury on her outfits. And I'm like, you do know that the theme is like Swiss, right? Not Louis Vuitton. And she's just talking to herself. And she's just like, fucking hate everybody here. I fucking hate Whitney. She's so damn annoying. Like, I can't stand everybody. Let me put this stupid ass outfit on. Like, oh, hey, sorry. Oh my God, you scared me for a second. Yeah, I talked to myself because of the pandemic. I'm sorry. Like, Mary, I just don't understand, why are you on the show anymore? I really don't. I like seeing her on the show, but she just hates everybody and she hates everything. She's never happy with nothing. I just don't understand that. Even at this point, if the church does give you money, does the luxury things that you have, does that even make you happy? Like, is the only thing that make you happy is like Louis Vuitton, Chanel? Is that the only thing that gets a reaction out of you in a good way? Because she hates everything. She heads downstairs and she's just like looking at everybody, just side-eyeing everybody. Whitney's trying to get her to do a shot. And she's like, here, come do a shot. Come do a shot. And Mary's just like, no, I'm only here for the meat. I'm looking for meat. But aren't we all though? And, you know, again, she's just not interacting with anybody. She's just like, it's cold here. This is stupid. I don't want to interact with nobody. She's like, Meredith, Heather, you could take my spot. As long as you don't end up in my bed, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. And then Whitney, here she comes crawling back to Mary, seeing how Mary's been treating you the entire time. She's like, Mary, I just don't understand why you don't want to be my friend and you don't want to be my bestie. I thought we were going to play PlayStation together. Why don't you want to be my best friend, Mary? And then Mary's just like, you need to stop. You're acting like a child. And Whitney, you know, again, she was acting like a little baby. I'm like, you keep whining over and over and over. Just let her go. Like, if she doesn't want to be friends with you, she has made it very clear that she does not want to be friends with you. And she's like, you treat me like I'm your child. And then Mary's just like, well, thank God that you're not my child. And I'm like, damn, Mary. like, I know it's cold, but you shouldn't be that damn cold to Whitney. And Whitney, she starts getting emotional. She starts, you know, I think she starts crying. And then Mary, she just goes back inside. I'm not sure where she disappears. And then everybody eventually starts having a conversation about her. And Whitney's just like, you know, I've been protecting her for all these times, and I just have so much dirt on her that I was gonna reveal on season 4 of Salt Lake City if I made it that far, and if she was also on the show, because I wanted a storyline. But you know what? I'm gonna reveal it right now because I've been holding back so much from Mary, and I've been protecting her. And everybody's like, wait, protecting her about what? And then the conversation that Meredith and Lisa had again, that gets brought up again, and they're like, wait, does this pertain with anything that Cameron told me? And then Meredith, she's trying to put 2 and 2 together. And then we get a flashback to 6 hours ago when Meredith had a conversation with Mary. And she was just like, Mary, you know, there's been speculations that there is some cryptic things that's going on in your church and that there's just some foul play going on and I want to know the truth. And then Mary's just like, well, I don't know. That depends on you if you want to believe. I mean, everybody's allowed and entitled to believe what they want to believe. And I wonder if Mary if she's shook by it. You know, I wonder if she knows that they're kind of like on her trail and she's kind of about to be exposed. I wonder if that's why she probably is just like, yeah, I hate everything. I want to leave everything. I want to be away from everything, because she knows that it's only a matter of time before it's her time to get exposed, just like Jen. But then, you know, Lisa, she's also jumping into the conversation and she keeps dropping hints again. She's just like, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of things about Mary, and it's just like Cameron, he's experienced a lot of things, a lot of trauma in the church, like a lot of church trauma. And everybody's just like, what the fuck does that mean, Lisa? Like, Lisa continues playing a game in their faces. And I noticed that Lisa is the only one that could get a reaction out of Heather, because Heather, all of a sudden, she becomes like the big bad wolf when it comes to Lisa. Any other time, she's kind of just boring and just kind of talking about her daughter or talking about the Mormons. But when it comes to Lisa, she gets out of 10. And she's like, Lisa, please tell us what's going on, because I feel like you're just trying to protect your ass. What is going on here? Please tell us the truth. And then Meredith, she's also kind of like begging her and edging her on, like, please tell us what's going on. I'm sick and tired of all these conversations that you keep having with us, but you're not really telling us anything. Jenny, she's also jumping in and she's just like, yeah, I don't get it either. She's just trying to protect her own ass, but she doesn't want to tell us anything when she knows that there's much more to what she's telling us. Eventually, Lisa cracks. And you could just tell that Lisa is holding on and she doesn't want to expose anything. She's just like, no, just don't say anything. Don't say anything. You could take all of them. It's fine. It's fine. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Cameron mortgaged his house and gave Mary 300 grand. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I'm like, yikes. I'm like, what? I'm like, Cameron did what? He mortgaged his house and gave Mary 300 grand? What is going on here? And Mary, what do you have to say about this? I wonder if they're going to question her on this, because that is a lot. I mean, 300 grand? What is Mary doing? You know, and again, just like they were having the conversation that everybody at the church assumes that she's some type of god or whatever. Like, what is Mary doing in that damn church? I need the Bravo cameras to show up in there like they're the FBI or the SWAT team. Kick open the door and just be like, you know, what's going on here? With the cameras and everything. Like, have the camera on Mary as she's doing whatever she's doing in that church, because that is serious. And that was that, y'all. That was the episode. It is crazy how the season kind of just, it turned like night and day, because at the beginning, like the first couple of episodes, like the first 8 episodes, it was kind of like dry. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, we're talking, we're skiing, we're doing things here and there. But now, ever since Jen's arrest up to now, like the episodes are just like, wow, like they're really bringing it this time around. None of them are trying to get their snowflake melted for next season. But what did y'all think about this episode? And what did y'all think about Jen's excuse to her lawyer? I mean, and most importantly, what do y'all think about Mary and these accusations with Cameron mortgaging his house? I mean, that is insane to me. Who does that? I almost cry when I have to give somebody $5, let alone 2. But again, let me know your opinions down in the comment section about what you thought about this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, y'all. Mwah.